let's be real, networking can feel awkward. You're at an event, you got your drink in hand, you're walking around looking for someone to talk to and approach, and you're not sure what to say. Or maybe you're trying to network online and you're sending connection requests and you're getting crickets. Well, in all honesty, you might be making some pretty common networking mistakes without even realizing it. Today we're diving into the biggest networking mistakes that are holding you back and how to fix them. If you've ever felt awkward networking, don't worry, I got you. Welcome to the Creating Opportunities podcast. This is a place where we help smart, ambitious professionals create better relationships for success. And why? Because people matter. They're messy, but they make life better and they matter. And I am your host, Cassandra. I am a speaker, trainer, an iced coffee lover. It's important you know that. And I am here to help you make deeper connections. So let's get into it. So before getting into all the mistakes, please remember, networking is not a one and done transaction. Networking is about building real, authentic relationships. So it happens over time. However, people tend to sabotage their own efforts. And so that's what the next couple of episodes are gonna be about, these networking no-nos. But today we're starting with the biggest ones. I'm honestly gonna start with the biggest mistake first, which, fun fact, like in algorithm strategy, this should be at the end, but we're just gonna go with it. The biggest mistake that happens is only reaching out when you need something. That is what we call user behavior. That is not treating a network like authentic relationships. That is treating it like a transaction. My classic example of this, sending someone a happy birthday message only so you can say, hey, by the way, I'm now a financial consultant. Would you like a free consultation? No, I would not, but happy birthday to me. Don't be a user. Relationships are a two-way street. And so this means you need to be reaching out even when there is no need, even when you have no ask. Especially when you have no ask. So instead of only reaching out when you're job hunting or launching something new or trying to get sales, start staying in touch consistently. Y'all, networking, I say it all the time, networking is 20% give, 10% ask, and it is 70% just freaking keeping in touch. That's it. We all know that person who only keeps in touch when they need a favor. Don't be that guy. How to fix this one? Well, it's easy. Start reaching out to people even when you don't need anything. You know, following up and just saying, hey, I thought of you today. How are things going? Keeps you in their vicinity, keeps you top of mind. And so when you do need to make an ask, it is not coming after 3 or 10 years of radio silence. And before we get into mistake number 2, if you are tracking with me and you want to up your networking game, will you hit the like button? This is just a nice, easy way that I can see who's with me. Mistake number 2 is a great one to come after mistake number 1, and that is not following up. So let's say you went to a networking event and you had a great conversation with somebody and you exchange business cards and then nothing. No follow-up, no message, no next step. What are we doing here? What was the point of going to that event if you're not going to follow up with anyone? Honestly, it's just a wasted opportunity, and I see this all the time. I am honestly shocked by how many people I meet at events, at mixers, at conferences that I exchange info with and then I never hear from again. Now, I always try to follow up, but every now and then, just to test the waters, I will give it a couple of days and see if anyone reaches out to me first. And I can count on one hand the people who have. And I go to a lot of things. Again, I'm gonna sound like a super broken record. Networking is not one and done. It is a relationship. So don't forget to start following up with people. You know, the more touch points we have with someone, that's how a relationship is formed. Think about it in dating terms. You don't go on a first date with someone and then go, and that is now going to be my husband. Now, you might feel like they're your husband, but you don't just start acting like this person is your husband or your wife or whatever, right? You get to know them. You spend time together. Honestly, the thing that deepens relationships the most is around time. Time spent matters. We like to live in a world now where we think, oh no, we can do it in other ways. It's not about the actual physical time. Turns out it is. So getting to meet someone at an event and then the next day sending a message saying, hey, it was so great meeting you. That's another touch point. That's a little snippet of time, even though it was over email, that you spent together over text or LinkedIn message, whatever. So how to fix it? Well, just start following up. Within 24 to 48 hours of meeting someone, you can send a very quick email saying, hey, it was so great meeting you. And bonus tip on this, the easiest way to make this happen, block your time for the day after the event before you even go. So if I was going to an association industry mixer on Tuesday night, and right now it's Sunday, I am going to block my calendar now for 30 minutes on Wednesday to go through the business cards that I got and email people, or go through the people I connected with on Instagram or LinkedIn, etc., and message everyone. It's that simple. Mistake number 3, this one gets me, making it all about you. Have you ever been trapped in a conversation with someone who just talks about themselves the whole time? It's exhausting. Have you ever been that person? Now, we're going to talk about this more in terms of one-on-ones in 2 episodes from now, but I want to be very honest. I think this actually happens a lot because we're just not sure how to have a conversation. We're nervous. Maybe you've gotten bad networking advice that I'm supposed to let people know what I'm here for and what I want to do, and maybe you're elevator pitching people instead of introducing yourself, and so you're just talking. And if you don't know the difference between those, I do have a whole episode about that. I'll put it in the description box and I'll put a card to it right here. But you don't want to be the person who's talking about yourself the whole time. However, I think a lot of times, especially at in-person things, it's done on accident, but we need to remember conversation is a game of toss. You need to bounce the ball back. So really, if you think about it, and truly, this week, go watch this happen in your daily life. We don't have conversations anymore. We have what I call download sessions. You know, a conversation should be me talking for a couple of seconds about something and then going, what do you think of that? And letting you respond. And instead, what happens even when we get together with friends? We sit down, and because we rarely see each other regularly enough, we go, tell me what's going on with you. And then they spend 20 plus minutes going through the tedium of their lives. And then we go to the next person and they talk for 20 minutes about what's happening in their life. And then the next person. And we might go, oh, that's really sad, or oh, that's so great, or whatever. But it's not a conversation. It's just a word vomit about one person. And this needs to stop. I am trying to work on this myself because I'm not saying I'm not guilty of it, but not everyone needs to know every detail of, and then he said, and then she said, and then yesterday I went to the grocery store, and then the day after that I went and got coffee. I don't need a breakdown of every day. Just how you doing? So because we live in this world where we're already having a hard time having back and forth conversations, it's no wonder that we get in front of other people and we don't know how to succinctly talk about ourselves and then toss the ball back to them. Work on this. Work on this in your personal life so that you're better at it in your professional life. Start being genuinely curious. Ask questions and then listen more than you speak. Honestly, the simplest way to not make the whole conversation about you is that when someone asks you something, you answer it succinctly and then you say, and what about you, right? If they go, so tell me what you do. Tell them quickly. Now, we're gonna get into this more in a couple of episodes, but a lot of people have not figured out how to say what they do in a manner that gets remembered, in a manner that is succinct enough. Even on one-on-ones, I've been on calls with people where I'm like, tell me what you do in your business. And they're like, well, you know, it's kind of a hybrid of a this and a that. And it's like they're externally processing what their business is while on the call with me. Like they're not sure what it is. This is something to just work on, but really focus on trying to make sure, ooh, I've talked about myself a decent amount. Let me ask them about them. Whether it's at an event in person, whether it's on a Zoom call, etc. Mistake number 4, not having a clear ask. So you've built a connection and you now need help, but your ask is vague. People can't help if they don't know what you need. Job searching is a perfect place to give an example of this, but honestly, I see this happen with my business friends talking about who their ideal client would be so I can refer people, etc. And also, let me back up a step. While I think most asks should be done down the road, if you are going to an event or going to a coffee chat with someone, you probably do want to have some sort of ask in the back of your mind, because people love to go, well, tell me, how can I help you? What can I do for you? And you want to have something very specific that they can help you with. This should not be a generic thing like, well, I'm just always looking for new opportunities. No, but going with the idea of why this is so hard to do. people don't have a clear ask because we're afraid we're ruling something out. Again, job searching is the easiest, and I can use myself back in the day when I worked in television as an example. I worked in casting at Wheel of Fortune, and I really wanted to get into television development. But honestly, bottom line, I just wanted a new job. My time there was fine. I just needed to move on. I wanted a new job. And every career guide under the sun said, be specific when you tell people what kind of job you're looking for. Give a job title. Well, my brain, and probably your brain, goes, okay, but if I give them that job title, then they're not going to think about me for this other position. So like if I said television development, but they know about a casting role, they're not going to tell me about the casting role because I told them I only want to be in television development. And so I need to just make it much more generic and go, well, I'm looking to do anything in production. Anything? Like, no, it doesn't work. When we're that unclear, no one can connect the dots for you. And honestly, people need to put you in a box before they can take you out of it. So it's no wonder that at that time, I had a really hard time networking and getting new opportunities for different work within television because I was just going, oh yeah, I'm looking for something new. Like I'd kind of like to be in development, but I'd also be in casting. But you know, anything behind the scenes would be interesting. But people don't know where to place you. But if I had said, oh yeah, I work in casting, but I'm looking at television development. If someone heard that and then they went back to their office and someone said, hey, we're casting a new TV show, they would probably still reach out to me and go, hey, I know you said you want to work in development, but there's this open casting position. Would you be interested in that? They just need to place you somewhere and then they can connect the dots and take you out of that box. But when you open it to everything, no one knows where to put you. So start making specific asks. Don't worry about, oh, I'm not getting all the opportunities. You need to choose one thing that you need help with, and they will start to figure out all the different ways they can help you. I know this now because I've been on the receiving end of it. I have been on the receiving end where someone goes, oh, I don't know, I'm just looking for anything. And I'm frustrated. I'm sitting there going, okay, but like, what? Can you give me an example? Oh, well, I don't know. I'd be happy to work with anybody. It's like, well, then I can't help you. But if you said, oh yeah, I've been working in customer service and I'd really love to work over in sales enablement, I go, oh great. And then when a customer retention role comes across my desk, I'm still gonna think of that person because there's still something connected there. It really does work. So start making specific asks. And if you want to practice, put your ask in the comments. Let's see if it's specific enough. Okay, mistake number 5, ignoring online networking. Now, I think we all technically know that networking in this day and age doesn't only surround itself to in-person events. However, in my career coaching days, when I would talk to someone who was job seeking and I'd say, hey, have you been networking? The first response every single time was, oh, I haven't been to any events. I haven't been getting any business cards. I'm not joking, every time. And so there is some disconnect that we forget connecting with people on LinkedIn, on Instagram, all those online places, right? Like even, is it Glassdoor has like Fishbowl or something like that now? All those things count as networking. And if you are not putting some time there or putting some energy and following up with people there, we are missing out on a lot of people that could help us. Plus, I haven't talked about it in a while, but if you are the one creating content online, like you're posting interesting stories, you're sharing thought leadership, people are coming to you, that's what I call inbound networking. And so you're now getting a whole new group of people that you can network with that you didn't have to go out and find. Now, if you want more info on inbound networking, let me know in the comments. I haven't talked about it in a while. So if that's something you'd like a series on, let's chat. So make sure you're taking advantage of online platforms. Be active on LinkedIn. Start commenting on posts, start connecting with people, and then maybe be brave and post something of your own and watch your network begin to build. I promise you, networking does not have to feel awkward or forced. It should just be having a conversation with someone in your professional world that builds into a relationship. By avoiding these common mistakes, you can start building and growing professional relationships that create new opportunities for all of you. And if you want help reaching out to people, whether it's following up after meeting an event, reconnecting with someone from college, etc., I have a free connection messages guide. You can grab that in the description box and show notes. It has templates for all types of scenarios so you can start reaching out and connecting with confidence. That's it for today. Stay tuned for next week when we start talking about some networking no-nos I see at in-person events. Whoo, it's gonna be a good one, I promise you. And until then, if you need help learning how to introduce yourself without elevator pitching somebody, go watch this next, and I'll see you over there. Bye.